Another year, another outstanding recruiting class for Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs. Likely a top 3 class after signing 23 prospects during the early signing day period last week. Lots of talent, lots of elite talent in the secondary along the defensive line. They got a quarterback, a couple running backs, some raw, big guys on the offensive line. Plenty of guys who could see the field next year, but there are 5 guys that I have in my mind who I think should see the field early as freshmen next year. Of course, that's what this video is all about, so let's jump right into it. The first guy, Marvin Jones Jr., 6'5", 245. You can't teach that. He's got explosiveness off the edge. He gets after the quarterback. There's a reason the Georgia staff went after him so hard towards the end there and really pushed for him, and were able to sign him on Wednesday to in signing day with a bang. But he plays against the best competition, arguably in the country, down in Florida, and he gets after the quarterback. He's big, physical enough to set the edge, but you have to be able to get after the quarterback in the SEC and wreak havoc, and that is what he does. It's one of the biggest reasons why he is a 5-star, but he has obviously the size, the length. He really does check all the boxes. Adam Anderson is obviously gone. Robert Beals, a senior. Quay Walker is going to be leaving. Nolan Smith, I think, should return, and I think he will, but he's a guy who they really need, who could see the field at least at special teams early. But in third down, passing downs, obviously, I think he's a freshman who could see the field, even though they do have guys like Ryan Davis, 5-star, Xavier Sorey from last year, MJ Sherman, a 5-star from 2 years ago, Chaz Chambliss. They've got some guys there who can make plays. There's no doubt about it. But Marvin Jones Jr. is a guy who I think can really, really give them something different, and he is an elite pass rusher and a guy that they really need coming back next year. Dalen Everett, 5-star cornerback, size, length, ball skills, 6'1", 185, a guy who can possibly play some safety too. They need DBs and guys who can play multiple positions, and I think he can bring that to the table. 11 interceptions as a sophomore, then went down to IMG, so he's trained with the best. He's learned from the best. He knows what it takes to be in a college-like program. There's a reason Clemson went after him and was their top target. There's a reason Georgia's been recruiting him since day one and were able to land him during early signing day. He is a guy who, again, he's a 5-star for a reason, because he is big, 6'1", 185, who can run and play the ball, catch it like a receiver. I think either he or Jaheim Singletary are going to see the field as freshmen. That's not ideal, but we haven't seen much from Jalen Kimber so far. I like Kamari Lassiter. I think he's a guy who could maybe start at cornerback one day. Darian Kendrick is going to be gone. Keely Ringo will be back, but you need more guys to step in, and they went out and got 2 5-stars at cornerback for a reason. They need one of them to step up and earn some playing time. I think Dalen Everett is going to be that guy. Oscar Delp, I know Georgia has tight ends. Brock Bowers is the best in the country. Darnell Washington is a freak mismatch, but my guy Oscar Delp, I've seen him too many times just make a lot of plays. He runs routes like a receiver at 6'4", 225. He gets open on his own. He's such a weapon, and he catches the ball really well. He's great after the catch. He's a giant weapon. There's a reason Todd Hartley went after him and him only. I've seen him more than anyone else. I know what he can do and bring to the table. When they've got tight ends out there, that's when they're at their best. 2 tight ends, 3 tight end sets. I hope they do that, or I expect them to do that against Michigan a lot, because that's when they're at their best. He's physical enough to set the edge in the run game, but he is definitely a weapon in the passing game. And you're going to see him definitely towards the end of games and blowouts. Oscar's going to come in and make some plays. So this time next year, Georgia fans are going to like what they see from Oscar Delp, because I do think he's going to get quality playing time even as a freshman. Another guy, Branson Robinson, running back. Zamir is going to be gone. James Cook is going to be gone. Kenny McIntosh has been banged up. Kendall Milton has been banged up. Dacian Edwards has been really good, actually, when he's come into the ball game and shown his big playability. But Branson Robinson, when he is healthy, could be that guy that they really lean on. 5'10", maybe a hair taller than that, but he's 220. He is all muscle. He breaks tackles. He's fast for his size. And I think at running back, that's a position where you can come in and if you can run and kind of wiggle your way and have a little bit of vision to for you, you can play early. We've seen a lot of Georgia running backs come in and play as a freshman. He's physically ready, I know that, and he's been banged up a little bit with some nagging injuries, but if he is healthy and ready to go, I think he's a guy who could really push for some carries next year. We know that they feed a lot of guys. They rotate a lot of guys. So if he's healthy, he's definitely going to get carries, and I think he's going to make a really big impact if given a lot of opportunities and a lot of carries next year. And then finally, Malachi Starks, one of my favorite players in this class. 5-star athlete, 5-star safety, 6'1", 6'1", about 200, but he is lightning quick for 200. There are not a lot of guys at his size and his weight who run like he does. He runs away from people 20 pounds lighter than he is. He's physical, could play some receiver. I love his ball skills and what he brings to the table. He does everything for Jefferson, quarterback, running back, receiver, I guess. They want the ball in his hands because he just makes plays. He plays on a different level. He's been very good all growing up. And his ball skills, his ability to cover in the back end, but also come and play physical against the run. He does a lot for you. He could possibly come down and play some linebacker towards the end of his career if he keeps adding weight and muscle, but he's fast, he's athletic, he can do a lot for you, and they love what he brings to the table at safety, and that's a position where they need people to come in and make an impact. So he plays a position of need, and he is a guy who checks all the boxes, in my opinion. He's a top 25 player in the country, number 2 player in Georgia in my rankings. He does it all and has for a long, long time now. He's definitely a prospect that should see the field early, definitely on special teams, if anything, but he hits hard, he's physical, but he can run, and he plays the ball so well. A lot of the guys that they brought in the secondary have wide receiver-like ball skills. Jaheim Singletary, I mentioned Dalen Everett earlier with his 11 interceptions as a sophomore in Virginia, and then Malachi Starks, the guy who needs the ball in his hands in every opportunity. He dealt with some injuries this past year, so I don't think we're going to see maybe a ton of him early on, but if he's healthy enough to go in some way, somehow, Malachi Starks is going to see the field and make an impact. I think he's going to be a multi-year starter down the road. And again, if no one takes control of the safety spot at either one, or the star, the nickel position, so be it. He's going to play a lot of those positions. I think he's going to get a lot of looks everywhere, and maybe some linebacker too. He's going to be blitzing at times. He's going to be covering. He's going to be doing a lot of different things. So I expect a lot out of Malachi Starks in the future, and I think we will definitely see a good bit of him, at least as a freshman. Guys, thanks for watching this video. As always, stay tuned to the next one coming up right now, and I'll see you up on the website.